over to call and give us a recap. It's excellent, and I got to spend something I never do is go participate in a car show.
Yeah, that is something that is not in your wheelhouse usually.
I do know how to do it. I don't prefer to do it, but I did work when I was there. I did Motormouth Radio duty. I did do some interviews, on-spot interviews from the participants. So we should get that, in the weeks to come, we should have those interviews. But I have breaking news this week.
Oh, really?
We'll talk about that with Bill when he calls later. But, we have there's a new teen driver on the road, and she lives in my house.
No way.
Yes, way.
Come on.
Yes, my youngest daughter did pass her road test the other day.
Mazel
She's
tov.
now on the road.
Wow.
So being that as it may, I'm going to throw a question out to you and listeners for today to see if they can answer it.
Okay. Because
it's timely. I don't even know I've had it for 3 weeks. This is according to the AAA. 25% of women drivers, I would imagine, have this in the glove box of their cars. And the question, of course, is, what is it?
Can women only use it?
No. No, technically no. I mean, all these things, you split hairs with these questions. So technically, no.
Okay. Well, that's alleviating some of the stuff I didn't want to mention. But
Right. Yeah, I see where you're going.
Right. So, okay.
So that's the question.
25% of female drivers carry this around in their glove box.
Yes.
And that's the question. We have to figure
question.
that out. So
Dina Parise from Parise Racing had just called in with tissues or lipstick. No, Dina, good answers, but both are incorrect.
Mm-hmm.
For this particular question.
You may find both in Ray's glove box, but maybe not.
Tissues and chapstick I have in my glove box, yes. So that's that.
A road flare.
In the glove box. No.
Oh. Interesting. I'm trying to think.
Well, while you think about that.
Okay.
There was something that came out, broke this week in the paper. There's a rash of fake inspection stickers on Long Island.
Come on.
Vehicle inspection stickers.
I didn't know that.
Basically, in Babylon Village. Babylon Village code enforcement officers they've already found 90 this year. Now, in 2014, they had 3 arrests, and they confiscated 27 false stickers. And so far in 2015, they've had 10 arrests and 22 summonses for these false stickers. Like I said, they've been found in Babylon, Brookhaven, and Islip, and they're fakes.
So they're fake inspection stickers.
Yes, they said. Now, in the past, inspection stickers were usually just printed, and you could see, at a glance, you could see the lettering or the dates were blurry.
Mm-hmm.
This one, they say some of them are very, very good, where they're spot on. They even have the double side. They have the back of the sticker printed as well.
Wow.
With all the DMV information. Now, if you are the people or know the people who are doing this, you're going to face felony charges and lose your car if you're caught. And they didn't elaborate on that.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know how they're going to confiscate your car. I mean, unless, then again, maybe what they meant, and I just wrote from what I read in the article, maybe if you're caught with one, they confiscate your car and you face a felony charge.
Okay.
So that's something new. So listen, you better stash your printer, right? Just,
The funny thing about an inspection sticker, I mean, in the old days in New York, the inspection sticker was kind of printed on a unique substance. I wouldn't call it paper, but it was kind of a very thin rubber type of material. I mean, there was probably paper inside it, but the outside of it,
rubber.
It was kind of like a real durable
it's more plastic. Yeah, it's plasticized.
Okay, but it wasn't plasticized like something that's laminated.
No.
It wasn't that thick. But
it's a sticker.
But it's a really thick sticker.
Well, yeah, because you'll peel it off the substrate and then you stick it on the windshield. So part of it is sticky and the back half isn't. So yeah, it's like a decal, but a heavy duty decal.
But it's not really a decal. I mean, I understand where you're going. It's something. It's so totally unique onto itself.
It's a sticker. It's a glued sticker that you can't peel off. You need a razor blade to take it off. It's made to go on semi-permanently.
Yeah, like someone really put a lot of engineering into it. Just because it's unlike anything else you've ever stuck.
Go back to the 60s when cars used to get that little sticker that you put on the license plate for the new year.
Sure.
Same thing. Now, we still use those on motorcycles. I still get one every year for my motorcycle. And again, that's a very thick sticker.
Right.
It's glued on one side, and bang, that goes on, and it's not made to come off.
That's about as close as you can get to, I think, one of those old-style inspection stickers.
Yeah.
Is one of, like you said, the little small registration sticker that goes on the license plate. Sure.
Dina had another guess, but it was wrong too. She said an old boyfriend. I said no, only in New York. You would see that, but
that's why Dina said it.
Yeah.
516-572-7440 is the phone number. We got open phones today on Motormouth Radio, which is kind of a switch. We've had some busy.
Yeah, we're keeping Joe busy.
Yeah, we had some busy shows last week, or last Sunday, I should say.
Yes.
We spoke to the Nassau County Executive, Ed Mangano. I thank you for making that possible, Ray. You did a bang-up job.
He called me at the Whitestone show, too, at the Malba Show, because he couldn't get through yet. I got a ton of stuff that just has been sitting in my book. You know, I had a thought.
I can tell, look, it's yellow.
It's the pad. It's just the yellow.
Oh, all right. Pad. Oh, by the way, you can see how yellow the pad is just by going to vaughnlive.tv/motormouthradio. Let me look, see if you can make it out. Yeah, if I move the microphone away, you can see Ray's yellow pad.
You know how we've both said we've had some of our best and our show topic ideas while in the shower?
Of course.
I had one today, and I realized, and I thought of it. Why am I thinking of that now? Because you're in the shower to do one thing, to get clean.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the one time where you can separate from everything else and just take a shower.
Right.
You know, meanwhile, everything else you do during the day, you're doing, if you're like me, sometimes 4 or 5 other things at the same time, concurrently.
Sometimes I can have arguments with people in the shower.
And I'm
the only one there.
You and the soap on the rope. Well, take this call, and we'll talk about this thought when we come back.
All right, let's go to the phones. To the fun. Hi, you're on with the Motor Mouths.
Good afternoon, boys.
Hey, Dina.
Dina Parise. How are you? I thought I would try to redeem myself after the boyfriend.
There was no need at all. That's absolutely fine.
We have a perfect picture painted in our mind. No need. but go ahead anyway.
I wanted to say hi to you guys and say that we're so disappointed that we're going to be missing the cruise to the show this year.
What?
But still encourage everybody to go.
Oh, we were looking forward to seeing you. What happened?
Yes, well, you know, we are in the middle of a crazy points chase right now.
Oh.
You know, we are fighting for the IHRA Crower Pro Mod Championship. So
nice.
The finals are in Memphis on October 9th. And we are putting some stuff together with the motor, so we are going to be doing a little testing before we get there. So it's just not going to fit into the schedule for us to be able to go back and forth. And then it's not really fitting into the budget either. So
no, understandable.
No, totally. No, well, congratulations on your points run. That's awesome.
Yeah, we're excited. I mean, you know, we're number one. It's been a struggle all season.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a crazy season. The struggle we struggled with the car first, you know, new car blues. And then, you know, we made some changes. I mean, we changed the seat 3 times. So we've had some crazy struggles there. And then we brought on Quayne Stott. He's IHRA Pro Mod champion in 2006. He actually runs a really cool Southeast Gasser series now.
Yes.
Which is, that's a really neat series. Anybody gets a chance, go online, check it out. He does a lot of stuff down south.
You know, Dana,
they are period correct.
I'm glad you brought that up because now gassers have been a big part of my world in this summer. And I want to have Quayne on the show as an interview when he gets a chance. So I need you to middleman that for me.
I will ask Quayne, and he will. I know he'll love it. His gases are period correct. Everything is period correct, except for, of course, the safety equipment is, you know, updated. And I actually posted on Dina Parise Racing. You have to go on, probably scroll down a little bit, but I posted one of his videos that was an in-car video, which was pretty neat of him, you know, banging gears and stuff. And that series is just way cool. I mean, those guys it's insane. The dry hops and everything, and it's a really, really neat series. And he prefers to go to smaller tracks just because it really lends itself to what they're doing. I mean, he's really bringing you back to the 60s.
Yeah.
It's a neat deal. You
know, not only did I see that video, I also learned about the use of a selfie stick.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Hey, look, you posted it.
You know,
what?
You know what? It's so funny. I thought that was like a Saturday Night Live skit thing. I did not realize that a selfie stick, I know how stupid that sounds, but I did not realize that a selfie stick was a real thing.
No, the best part of that whole video, Dina, not to take anything away from you, but Andrew was definitely the best part of that video.
No, I know.
Because you're sitting there, off your bird, playing with the selfie stick, and there was like, oh my God.
Well, what is
throwing himself against the window, trying to get as far away from the camera. He would have been out of the truck if he could be.
Dina, what were you doing with this thing?
It was a great promotional video for not drinking and driving, wasn't it?
Yes, and Andrew mentioned that. He goes, yeah, you can do this because you're drinking and I'm not. Or something to that.
What did you do?
Oh, well, you know what? I will post the video to your Motor Mouth Radio Facebook, and you can see it for yourself.
More people need to see that.
It was a long drive and a conversation that turned into just posting a video. You know, we tend to do that every once in a while.
So don't tell me, was your mind wandering and pondering at the same time?
Well, you know, I don't know how. You know, sometimes when I'm in the car, I'm on the phone and I'm doing stuff, and I came across this picture of how there was this big sign at an amusement park that said no selfie sticks allowed, and I was like, dude, they're a real thing? Like, I had no clue. I thought that was like a Saturday Night Live skit. And I was like, did you know selfie sticks were real? And he looked at me like, are you kidding me?
I thought you were totally kidding around, because who doesn't know what a selfie stick is? But obviously someone didn't.
Wow.
I did it. I really, and then of course, I'm like a little bit of a research hound. Mm-hmm. And then I did a little research, and I was like, oh dear Lord, they're a real people have selfie. And then I saw a picture of President Obama with a selfie stick, and I was like, well, now you know why never mind.
Right, exactly. Anyway, well, at least you kept that out of the video. You kept the video politically correct. So
right.
That was good.
So I just thought it was very funny, though. I was like, it's very funny. Didn't have a clue.
A woman with her finger on the pulse of pop culture, and that slipped by you.
Yeah, but a selfie stick, I just thought it was the most ridiculous.
Actually, the damn thing makes a lot of sense.
It's so funny. I get all of my pop culture from you anyway. So.
Well, I missed the boat on that one, apparently.
Yeah.
Who knew?
You made up for it, though.
Yeah, you've been concentrating on getting the championship. Yeah, we understand. Yeah. We'll give you a pass on this one.
Yeah. So, anyway, so we are fighting for the championship. We are sorry that we're going to miss the show. We do want everyone to hit the cruise to the show, because we love that. We absolutely love that show, and sorry we're going to miss it. But wish us luck.
Yes.
And like I said, the beginning of the season was the car. Like, we had these stupid glitchy things, like, I don't know, having to change the seat 3 times. But, and then it became the driver. Like, I was just making stupid mistakes. Wow. And then, I dumped it in the sand. Did you know that?
Yes.
Yeah, it went a little long.
We covered that,
Went a little
long,
yeah. That was an issue. That was an issue. We had a problem with the chutes, and it went a little long. I have since changed the chutes, and happy with them. They're good.
Right.
And it stops on a dime now, sort of. So, that's good.
I mean, I can understand the seat thing in the Caddy. The seats are kind of cushy, so you kind of sink back in them, so it's tough to grab onto the steering wheel. I get the seat thing.
I had to move the cup holders.
Right. Move the power,
things like that.
The power motor didn't bring it up all the way as far as... I get that.
Yeah, we did have to make some crazy adjustments. Like, I had to move the seat. I actually had to change the chute lever. Mm-hmm. I kind of didn't like the positioning of the chute. As much as the car was made for me, they either think I'm 5 feet tall. I'm like 5 feet and a smidge. And that smidge they either think I'm 4'5" or 6'3". So there seems to be no in between there. When we changed.
Right, there's no identifiable mark for the smidge. I think that's pretty much.
No. Yeah. When we changed the seat the last time, we had to make some adjustments to the pedals as well. So I had to change the range of motion on the gas pedal, and on the clutch pedal we actually cut about 1.5 inches off of that. So we made some crazy changes to it, and it's definitely more of a comfortability factor now, which is good.
Well, we got to run. We got to take a break. But thank you so much for keeping us posted on what's going on and what the identifiable mark of a smidge is.
Yes, well, who knew?
And please post that video on Facebook. We would love to see it.
I will. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Dina.
And
We'll talk
I'll
soon.
call you back after the championship.
Yes, let us know. Good luck.
All right, take care.
We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
516-572-7440 is the phone number to get a hold of us right here at Motormouth Radio. I'm Chris Switzer. That's Ray Guarino. And, of course, the Motormouth Radio Honor Group of the Hour. People who like to sing in the car. If you're sitting in the middle of traffic and Don't Stop Believin' pops in your head, you feel like belting it out, well, you're part of the Motormouth Radio Honor Group of the Hour. So keep it where you got it, because we got a lot more of this mess coming your way.
The Motormouths will be right back with your car questions. Give us a call at 516-572-7440.
You got the touch! Tune in every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. and hear a program unlike any other. Join me, host Justin Greenberg, as I play music that I promise you're not going to hear anywhere else, and some hits that you'll be singing along to with as well. It's Saturday Rock, Saturdays at 9 a.m. on 90.3 FM, WHPC, the radio voice of Nassau Community College in Garden City, New York.
Ooh, yeah!
Got a car question? Give the Motormouths a call at 516-572-7440.
That's right. That's the phone number. Get a hold of us right here, right now, Motormouth Radio. We're going to go back to the phones.
Better not be Howie.
We're going to go back to the fun. Say hi here with the Motormouths.
Chris, Ray, Billy G.
There he is! DVG, how are you, sir?
It's Velvet. Oh,
Yes.
my gosh. How are you, man?
You know what, Bill? I do apologize. I have to apologize on the air. I never realized that the power that I wield. I don't.
Unbelievable, huh?
I'm sorry.
I got everybody now in Whitestone calling me Velvet.
It could be worse.
Oh, that's okay. It could be worse names.
You could be Billy Sandpaper, Billy the Rasp.
Exactly.
Billy Cashmere doesn't have a good ring to it.
That's good. No, that's fine. Hi, man. How are you?
Good, Billy.
Doing well, Bill. How are you?
I want to thank you, number one, in front of all the fans and everybody, the listeners, of course, for attending the car show. I mean, I know we laugh about it, but seriously, it's the fact that you guys give up your day and of all the car shows you can go to that you think are coming to the Malba Show and thinking that it is and making it what it is and thinking it is what it is also. We do get lucky, though, didn't we?
Yes,
you did.
You're blessed with that, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew you had high friends in high places. You were going to keep the weather back. I knew it turned out to be a great day.
You know what would have been the biggest problem? We would have canceled it, and then at around 10 o'clock, I would have gotten phone calls from either the Field and Marine Club guys, or the car owners saying, "Bill, what do you mean the show's canceled? I'm sitting down here. It's shiny. The sun's out.
Mm-hmm.
Can we get the show? Can we muster up and get the show together?"
Mm-hmm.
And then you have it. Then it impacts you negatively, and now you got a botched job.
Yeah, it's very hard to recover from a cancellation.
Correct.
You took it in headstrong, went right straight ahead, got it done. And it was a great show.
I prepared for it. I even rain-xed my windshield. I said, that's it. I'm driving in the rain. I don't care.
Yeah.
We're going in.
But the rain held back until I think around 4:30, wasn't it? 4:30, just as the show was white.
That's right. We, you know what? I actually had somebody with the Doppler radar standing, giving me the nod at around 3 o'clock. They told me there was a front that was moving in over like Trenton and heading northeast, which would have come right across us, which it did.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So we did the 50-50. We moved everything up, and the cars were pulled out of there. And 10 minutes, 15 minutes later, the skies opened up just for a bit. But
right.
I know everybody that was heading south, east, like you guys, they didn't get affected. I spoke to Stevie Gasser Steve, and Steve didn't get a drop.
I did. It took me about 45 minutes to get home, and within an hour and a half of leaving the show, it came by me on the South Shore. The skies got real dark. It was, again, just a slight drizzle came through, and then it passed right by.
Right.
So we got touched. So, it was spotty.
Yeah, I got a couple of big blotches on the Cross Island heading south. So nothing bad.
Yeah.
Nothing bad. A couple of sweeps of the windshield wipers. It was fine.
But weather aside, production value, even my buddies asked me later on, because I have the Retro Garage crew come back to the house, and let's have the first taste of that beer of the day. Because if I start having beers at the show, you start saying things that you don't want to offend anybody. But anyway,
that'd be interesting.
You'd be much more entertaining, right?
That'd be exactly correct. But so what happened is they asked me, so all right, give us a scoop. What do you think? I said production value. I said I have no complaints. I said the Field and Marine Club guys, along with my posse, it was just perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It was that good.
And Billy, I got to hand it to you. Your time behind the microphone is worth the show alone.
I wish I would have had that recorded.
It really is. You have got it together. You know what to say. You know how to say it. Your timing is impeccable. I'm like looking around, looking at Ray. Like, has he done this for a living?
15 years, kid.
Yeah, pretty much. I want to tell you something, Bill. It was a thought that I had this morning that I was going to talk about earlier, and I'll bring it up now because it pertains to your show. Mm-hmm. And I was sitting around under the tent with Steve and Tracy and Pete, and Kenny was there, and Billy Quinlan was there. A bunch of guys. Some others walked in and out. Vic was there, and Joe. And I thought, like, you know what? I wish that when I was growing up in between like the 15 to 22-year-old range, I wish that me and the guys that I hung with had dads that were us now. Then. Because we're such a cool group of people. I mean, hanging out with these guys, you look at all the talent that was under that tent, the names I just mentioned.
Right.
And these guys can do anything. Now imagine being a kid and having a group of fathers like that, not guys with cardigan sweaters and attaché cases like, Ward Cleaver. Man, we could have done anything. We could have learned. It would have been great. But
well, I was fortunate. Like I said, the span of the ages in the neighborhoods that we were taken under the wing by guys that were 10 years older than us that were already the car guys.
Yeah.
So as a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, the guys 22, 23 years old that are wrenching cars already, and I'm swapping out. I'm putting a 472 big block in Bobby Valenti's 67 coupe in '69 with them, and learning about rear ends and independent rear ends and adjusting solid lifters. So I was fortunate that we had those guys in the neighborhood. So they weren't with the dads, but we were big brothers. It was like the 4-H club. Somebody looking out for us.
And that's my thought. Like now, we are the dads. Yes, these guys are all fathers. And I'm thinking, wow, if the kids would only pay attention and realize the brain trust that they have there, for granted a limited amount of time.
Hey, wait a minute, I'm younger than both of you. I'm paying attention. I'm a kid.
You never pay attention to what we're doing.
No, but it's funny. It's funny you say that because there were times when there were the respected community people in the Field of Marine Club who were the Commodores or the committee members. And about a few years ago, I said, "Wait, I'm that guy now."
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's kind of like you open up your mouth, you got to say the right things because people do listen.
Yeah, and
it's guidance. It's a lot of guidance too.
Mm-hmm. It is. So. Isn't it amazing, Bill, how you can go from that kid that's looking up to people now, next thing you know, and you don't know when it happens, but the next thing you know, you're that old guard. You're the guy that people look up to, and it's kind of an amazing thing, that transition to go from the kid to the teacher.
Yeah, and now, like, I kid the guys, and I was saying, I started doing the club. I was in my 40s. I mean, I'll be 62 next month.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, let the new guys, let the young guys. I said, but you're the young guy.
Yeah.
You know what? When you look at my dad at 62. My father used to always, when my father went to buy a new car, the criteria for whether or not the car was right for him was he can get into the car and put his Borsalino hat on.
Ah, nice. Yeah,
that it fit with the hat. You could drive the car with the hat.
There you go. And it had to have a pipe holder on the dashboard.
Yeah.
So every car was a Chrysler product then.
Yeah. So and then looking back, I mean, my father was a lot younger than I am now. Doing this.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. That was my thought. That in a generation or a generation and a half, we've all changed the persona of what a dad and what a guy who's 50 and 60 years old is all about.
Yes, right.
And now it's a shame that the kids who can appreciate it don't. You know, we were the last kids who appreciated it pretty much.
No, it's true. It really is
Yeah.
true.
So, but anyway, we celebrated it all anyway.
Just out of curiosity, when you are that authority figure and you say something in that authority figure mode, do you ever think about where you heard it first and almost credit that person for that nugget of information, that nugget of knowledge?
You know, my mom always accused me of being a lot maturer than my years, and but you know what? You got to remember too, Chris. I had a 30-year career in law enforcement,
right?
And there was one guy I singled out, and Joe Caiola. Yeah. Joe Caiola was an instructor in the academy, and Joe gave me a book on supervision, and in the cover of the book, he said, "Bill," he said, "you come into the department." This is right. He came to my graduation party. He said, "Bill, you come into the department with your name, and that's what you leave with. What you do in between with it is up to you."
Good point. Yeah.
So
good.
it was a matter of just saying, you know what, if you're fair and you're level-headed and you don't get excited, and then as you became a boss, I became a boss, and you make a decision. Cops wanted you to make cops like guys that made decisions, right or wrong, or how it affected them. As long as it was a good decision, I used to tell my bosses, you know, "Bill, you made this, Sarge, you made this decision. Bill, what was that based on?" I said, "It was based on the fact that nobody's getting arrested, indicted, injured, killed."
Right. Yeah.
All right. And that was a good decision.
And yes, it was. It was the best decision at that point. You're absolutely right.
So.
Mm-hmm. And that's it. And a good leader also has to know when to make that decision, when to make a quite different decision. It's all based, and you have to be able to think on your feet, which is a thing, and that's a talent that a lot of people don't have.
Yeah,
and it shows when you run the show. It really does. It comes right back. Yeah, I mean, just in waking life it shows, but it definitely shows at that car show.
And you have your name, and all it took was a couple of mid-market radio hosts on a mediocre talk show to turn that name on its ear.
You know, I'll go one better. All it took was him knowing a stellar sizzle guy like Marty Shore that turned him on to two low-level, low-life radio hosts
right. On a mediocre talk show
that put it together.
A bunch of nobodies.
So you thank Marty Shore for that one.
Well, that Marty. See, when I spoke to Marty, when I told him when I was trying to track down the Commotion Corvette, that I sold myself to. I guess I sold myself to Marty. Marty, this. Yeah. You know, it's the same way with Andy.
Right.
You know, in AutoZone when we were trying to do things and. You know, and Mike Manning understood. You know, they were all. You got to be genuine, and you just.
Right.
I don't want to say you have to have a rap. It's just you got to be genuine and let people know your sincerity. And car guys, we have a tendency we get excited with what we do, and sometimes people don't understand it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You know.
Right.
And that's the beauty of the we're in a cult. We're the bad news bears in our own right. You know.
Yeah. Some of us just have better toys in their collection than others. That's all.
and you know what? Segue into the toy, better collection of toys. That's why when you saw the theme this year, I sold it. And everybody, and the best thing, and it happened to me the last 3 days, I get phone calls, I get emails. Bill, tremendous the way you got the guys, the trophies. The guys that got the trophies were so smart. Deserving.
Can you describe a little bit about it? How you did it?
Yes. And that criteria was that we the guys that were home-based guys, the guys that work and bang and work on their cars from day one, okay, and they still have those cars. And day one cars were singled out of the show that basically we went 25 years and older on a lot of the ownerships.
Yeah.
That guys could buy a car and like they take a car and they go to a car show with it. And they give out trophies to this, that, judge this, and then the guy goes home empty-handed. And he goes to another show, tries to make improvements, and still doesn't meet the criteria. He's empty-handed. He goes on empty-handed. Meanwhile, the guy's supposed to say to himself, you know what, Joe and Marty and so-and-so have nice cars, and now the guy feels intimidated. He goes, you know what, I'm going to get rid of this bucket of bolts that I don't win anything with, and I'm going to buy up. But the guy's, and then he buys up, and now he becomes a contender for a trophy. Now, all of a sudden, he gets his trophy. But the guys I singled out, these are the guys that never gave up, always made the improvements, the cars became winners or the cars not winners, but they just kept them. They're grassroots guys, had the cars forever, and a lot of the cars could be nothing cars, or there's something cars, but they just stayed with them, and those are the guys I singled out.
You know, it's funny, Bill, because Joe and I were standing down the street while you were giving out the trophies, or started to give out the trophies, and you gave a trophy. You announced Ray's name, and you gave the trophy to Ray, which was great because Ray has owned the car since 1975. So,
correct.
You know, we know he definitely fulfills the criteria, and much worthy of a trophy. And Joe and I looked at each other in the middle of the street and went, "Ray got a trophy? For what?" We both looked at each other.
That's what I said. What's this for?
And no credit to my buddy Ray there. The way you guys came up on the photos are up, by the way. Malba Show. You can scroll down Ray's photographies and see all the previous shows. But it's 2015 show. I think there's 383 pictures, 363 photos. But there were photos of you gentlemen, Chris and Joe, I'm singling out, taking that trophy and actually looking at it as to whether or not it is a real trophy.
Yeah, they'll dissect it.
My buddy Ray.
Yeah. Me, I'm holding it like it's the baby Jesus in my arms, and he's
I know.
Yeah.
I'm shaking it like it's a pepper mill.
Yeah. But Ray fit right in the criteria, and I think I surprised you with Ray with that.
You did, because like you said, I would never. Well, I don't do car shows because I'm a cruise night guy, not a car show. I don't. Yeah, my reason for that, Bill, is not for no other reason. I don't need someone. I've been a car show judge since the 70s. I don't need somebody to judge my work. Right. When my friends, when Chris sees a car, you, Joe, when guys like that see the car and look at it and make a comment that's favorable or not favorable, those are the ones I take to heart. Those are the ones that mean something to me. Mm-hmm. So I don't need some judge I don't know telling me, the panel is on the line. How come you didn't paint it? Get the hell out of here. Come on, let's go in the back. I want to talk to you behind the bathroom right now.
Bill,
in fact, bring the trophy with you because I need something to hit you with.
Bill, between us, I like pointing at Ray's car and just watch him talk. You put your finger on something and he just goes.
That's what happens when you build something.
Just put your finger on it.
Yeah.
People start talking.
That's how you know if a guy built his car.
You're right.
Ask him about it. If he has nothing to say, he bought it.
Yeah, correct.
So, anyway.
Correct. Yeah.
Bill, I'm glad it was a great show. What's the theme for next year? Do we know?
Yeah. Theme next year is the show actually falls on September 11th.
Oh, okay.
Sunday, September 11th.
Right.
So it's the 15th anniversary of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And having said that, we're going to salute, pay tribute to the first responders and the military.
Very polished.
So,
very good.
It's kind of like nothing else matters that day, and it makes it a real tribute show.
Right. We're already looking forward to being there again.
Yep.
It's rain or shine next year.
Okay.
Because you know what, the show was always about the kids. It was always about the children. It was getting, and the cars were the draw to bring people down to the waterfront.
Mm-hmm.
And we used to have games years and years ago, and of course now when you mix cars and games, you can't have the games we used to have, we used to have the barrel rims, the metal rims that went on the barrels.
Oh, you get in there and roll them.
You roll them, correct. Yeah, you roll them. And
some
then
poor soul was in there, yeah.
Right, so you push the barrel, you push the rings, and it was a race. You rope off 50 yards and push the ring. And then we had a plank that you rode your bike up on the plank and the balance beam.
Okay.
So you can't mix metal hoops and bikes and collect the cars.
Right.
Yeah.
So I eliminated. When guys say we're resurrecting, what are we resurrecting? I did the balance beam 1 year, and we had control over it, but I said, I don't want the bikes then after the balance beam thing where kids are riding the bikes around.
Right. Kids and bicycles and classic... Kids as projectiles, I should say. And classic cars just don't mix.
So I would change the venue around, and I was thinking of bringing that back. It all depends. You know what? It actually depends. If I get the 7-day forecast and it really says, chance of showers, I know I'm going to get less cars. But you know what? Then I can balance it off by bringing in those games.
Yeah,
the games are easy to plan at the last minute.
Sure can.
Good deal.
That's why September 11th, rain or shine.
I like it.
Very good.
You're already in contact with the FD and PD for getting ceremonial type things done.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Billy, we're looking forward to it as usual. The Malba Show is always a great and unique car show.
No, I appreciate it. And you know what? I have to apologize to the fans that are also listening. I'm a fan, you know that. It's just that you guys just hype the heck out of this show that it's just like people say, well, aren't there other shows out there that, there are other shows, everybody. And
yes.
It's just that we got lucky with the venue, and the venue sells the show. All I do is I do the mailing. I'm the logistics guy, but everybody, there were shows out there that were just as nice, I'm sure,
we
as
agree.
what I run in.
Right? We totally agree. But we also champion the unique shows that are run by unique people.
There's only one of these.
That's right, and that's why we like to champion those as well. Yes, there are other car shows, and yes, they're all very good. You're absolutely right, Bill.
Yeah.
But we do like to champion the cream of the crop.
Thanks. You know what? I am excited doing the show. You know that. It's.
They keep pulling you back.
Yeah, I know. I apologize to Ricky right away. He said, Billy, because you set me up in front of all these people that I'm going to be the chairman in 2 years. I know. How was that?
Yeah, that was good.
and I said, not a drop of alcohol in me either. At that point.
There you go.
See, that's why we say Velvet.
Yeah,
but anyway.
Yeah, all right.
All right, Bill.
Billy,
I appreciate the time.
Much. Anytime. You know that. Anytime.
We will be in touch.
Okay, Bill.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Phil Giacchio from the Retro Garage. The Malba Show was a classic car show. Happened on Sunday, and it was a lot of fun. We've got pictures up. Just type in Malba Show in a Google search. You'll be able to find it. Ray Guarino, I'm Chris Switzer. This is Motormouth Radio. You can hear this show on iHeartRadio. You can also hear it on Performance Motorsports Network, as well as on the download page at motormouthradio.com. I'm going to play something we haven't played in a while. Let's see if this is it.
You should call the Motormouth to find out if it is sauce or if it's gravy. Because if you don't know, they'll tell you.
Tune in to Thunder Road for
the heart-stopping, band-dropping, hard-rocking, earth-shocking, booty-shaking, love-making, Viagra-taking, history-making, legendary.
Join me, Kim Tracy, for the music of Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band on Thunder Road, Thursdays at 11 p.m. and Sundays at 1 p.m. on 90.3 WHPC, and streaming at ncc.edu/WHPC.
Have a question about your car or someone else's car? Then give the Motormouths a call, 516-572-7440.
That's right. Phone line's open, 516-572-7440. On this very nice afternoon. Nice, sunny. Got a mix of sun and clouds. Highs in the mid-80s. It's pretty cool. A little Indian summer, I would call it. Well, maybe not, because we haven't gotten any cold weather lately.
No.
So.
Well, in the morning and at night, yeah.
Right.
You know, when you did the show with Joe on Sunday, I listened to it the next day, and I felt like when I first started listening to the show as a listener.
How was that?
I was flailing around saying, no, wait, I know. Joe mentioned the toaster.
Yes, which was a battery. That's it. It's a battery checker.
That's what that is a resistive load box.
Oh, say.
It's a carbon pile load in there.
Certainly is.
That can take a couple hundred amps of load.
That's quite a load.
That is the toaster that Joe referred to. I keep that hanging on that hangs in my garage by the toolbox. I don't use it much anymore because, like we said, the battery technology's changed. Mm-hmm. But that's the toaster.
I remember that chrome box. Very good. Let's go to the phones. Back to the fun. How you on with the Motormouths?
Hey, it's Steve.
Hey, guesser Steve. What's up?
Yeah,
what's up, Stevie?
How are you?
Everything's good. I was just listening to Billy Velvet, which is a perfect name for him. Show was great.
Yes, Billy always does a great job, Steve.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The Malba Show is one of the best, we feel.
And of course, we have to mention. I know Steve probably wouldn't mention himself. Steve's two cars, along with Billy Quinlan's truck, were the featured vehicles of the show, on the T-shirts, on the plaques, on the trophies, on everything.
That's high praise.
Yeah, that's definitely high praise.
It was great. I just got a short story. You know, you guys were talking about in the old days you didn't really have your father to help you out. You know, he was Ed Cleaver or whatever. And I have a story. I lived on a dead-end street with railroad tracks on one side and a cemetery on the other side.
Oh, boy.
And, yeah, and I was like 16, didn't have my license yet, but I was into motocross because the guys on the corner, there was a park on the corner, and at the end of the day, Friday night or Saturday night, they'd all come down after drinking their beer, and they'd race their cars right in front of my father's house.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was a nice stretch.
Mm-hmm.
He would actually come out, he would call the cops, he would chase these guys with his stick, and he'd run, and he'd tell me to get in the house. What are you doing out here with these guys? They're crazy.
Boy, if he was with you on the Southern State Parkway last week, what he would have said. Yeah, it's a little.
I was going to say inside stuff.
Little inside story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's something.
All right.
Yeah, and Billy Velvet is the best, man.
Yes.
I'm going to miss him when he gives the show away.
Well, but
you know,
he'll still be there.
Oh, yeah.
He'll still be part. He's part of the committee, so. Yeah.
Right.
Unless they drag him back in again, you know, it's possible. You know, you give him the right pitch, he'll capitulate.
And you know, Steve, I don't know if you heard Dina Parise call earlier, but we're going to have the guy who's on her race team now, Quayne Stott, who runs the Southeast Gasser Association. We're going to get him on the show. We had a guy from the Northwest Gasser Association. Now we're going to have Quayne on, and we're going to be talking about gassers that race, hopefully in the near future.
Okay, yeah, that sounds great. You got to let me know when it is.
Absolutely, I will keep you informed.
Okay. Okay, Ray, I'll let you go. I just wanted to say hi and mention that little story.
Well, thank you so much for sharing it, my brother. It was awesome.
Okay.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks, and congratulations on the awards on Sunday. You did great.
Oh, yeah. Billy made some nice trophies up.
Excellent.
We'll talk soon, my brother. Be safe.
Take care, guys.
Okay.
Bye-bye. 516-572-7440. Let's take a quick break right here at Motormouth Radio. Ray Guarino, I'm Chris Switzer. And, of course, the Motormouth Radio Honor Group of the Hour. Hey, you like to sing in the car? Especially some of the cars that we saw Sunday. They're kind of loud, so you really have to sing at the top of your lungs in order to sing over the engine noise. But if you like to sing in the car, you're part of the Motormouth Radio Honor Group of the Hour. Keep it where you got it. Got a lot more of this mess. You know what it is. You know how it goes. You know where to stick it.
This is Motormouth Radio, your 1-hour automotive talk show.
WHPC 90.3, the radio voice of Nassau Community College, is looking for individuals, businesses, charities, or organizations in our local and global community that would like to donate to support our radio station. Whether you listen locally or online, here is how it works. Go to our webpage at ncc.edu/WHPC and click Donate Now. Or if you prefer, you can send a check to WHPC Radio, 1 Education Drive, Garden City, New York, 11530. Make check payable to the NCC Foundation. In the memo of your check, write WHPC Donate Now. Any contributions will help defray our operating costs, and it's tax deductible. This message was brought to you by the radio voice of Nassau Community College, streaming online at ncc.edu/WHPC.
Excuse me.
Motormouth Radio.
Alrighty. Welcome back to the #1 automotive talk show right here online.
The only one. Get that straight.
Motormouth Radio, your 1-hour automotive mess right here on Long Island, and that's Ray Guarino behind the shop bench doing a fine job. I'm doodling. I'm going to the phones. We're going to go to the fun. Hi, you're on the Motormouths.
Hey, good morning. I finally got my butt out of bed, so I figure I need to annoy some people, so who else can I think of?
You were doing that before you got up. Don't worry.
Well, I was up all night thinking about what am I going to say, how stupid could I be, and who could I annoy?
We knew that.
It's the Bronx.
You know, Buck, I want to work you into a show segment. We were talking about things that Chris had covered on Sunday's show. Chris and Joe were talking about new cars, and I think you were talking about jumping a new car and starting them or whatever. Mm-hmm. You were talking about starting technologies and battery technology.
Right, I saw the clips that you had the old heat box back there, as you call it, the toaster.
Right, you saw it right on Vaughn Live.
The toaster,
very,
right.
Very good.
You're watching the show on VaughnLive.tv/Motormouth
Radio. Yeah, of course, it's great.
The other thing you invoked, Chris, was
when I look in the mirror, I don't laugh as hard.
The other thing you invoked, Chris, was the lithium.
This is the thing that I was trying to explain to Joe that you carry very conveniently.
It's a lithium-ion battery pack.
I got to hold this thing up, Bronx. So
and Joe had mentioned
they have them for motorcycles now. A buddy of mine sells this stuff. He's one of the vendors and suppliers that go around to motorcycle shops. And it's this little portable unit. It's the size of
it's on the webcam.
A quarter of the size of a shoebox. Yeah, basically that's it. And
that
you
is
hook it up, and it's got an amazing amount of power that you can jump your battery with.
That thing has hundreds of amps of cranking power. They showed a video on their website where they took a Ducati motorcycle, which is a 2-cylinder, took the battery out, and cranked it about 6 or 8 different times with this, then took the unit, went to their Ford Explorer with the battery removed, and cranked that over a bunch of times.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, this will do all your devices.
An experiment. I turned on my car when he first got this thing, because he gives me a lot of the stuff, quite a few battery tenders, and he's trying to get one of these for me now, free, naturally. Why pay for it? And I ran my battery down. I kept the headlights on. I kept the brake light on. So the battery was pretty weak, so when you crank it, it goes whomp, whomp, whomp. We hooked this thing up.
Wait, Bronk, what does it do again?
It goes whomp, whomp, whomp. It's an Italian car, whomp, whomp.
Got it.
Kind of, right. So it was very low crank. We hooked this unit up there, simple. I let it crank a little bit more, and this thing spun the motor. It's amazing. It's like the modern technology of the old porta packs that used to be about 6, 8, 10 pounds that you pull out, the big giant battery packs. Mm-hmm. And it has more cranking power than those old packs. It's an amazing device. It's really something worthwhile having in your car, especially the older cars. And we've been talking about it. It came up again back during hot August nights, because as you know, out here with the altitude and the hard starts with the vaporization, when the cars get hot, they need a hell of a lot of cranking power to get these cars fired up. And these things became real useful at that point in time. So I highly recommend them. They do work.
There's another device that you need to add to your arsenal, which is called this. This one that I own is called the Easy Red. And what this is a cable. And what you do is, if you have a charging device like that, you plug the cigarette lighter adapter into that battery pack, and the other half goes into the ALDL connector under the dash of the car. And now when like Joe had said on Sunday, if you want to change the battery in the car, you hook this up. This device, the battery pack, provides the power to keep the memory alive, keep the computer alive, and now you take the battery out of the car, put the new battery in, clean the cables, take an hour, take as long as you want. The two of these together will keep... There's your device. It goes right to the LDL.
Well, I'm going to give you a quick thing. If you don't want to spend the money on this unit and you don't change it that much, get a 9-volt battery. And you just hook up 2 alligator clips on the battery terminals, positive and negative, with a 9-volt battery. So when you pull the cables off your battery, it's going to maintain memory in the computer so you don't have to go through a relearn. Yes. And basically it does the same thing as the device you're showing me.
Yeah, the guys
And
mentioned
that was an old trick we used years and years ago. And I still do it. Just a regular 9-volt battery, 2 alligator clips, and bang. It does the same exact thing. It maintains memory in the computer so it doesn't have to go through the relearn. So that's just another quick way of doing it. If you don't want to go out and make the investment, if you're going to do it once every year, every 2, every 3 years where it sits on the shelf.
Or all you need is a friend who does make the investment. You borrow his stuff.
Oh, you borrow his stuff, right.
Those are the phone calls I get all the time.
Somebody who has a modern shop to get this equipment, that kind of thing.
I borrow Ray's stuff all the time.
I'll tell you a fast, funny story. I heard one of the gentlemen spoke about when you were kids. When I was a kid growing up in the Bronx, we lived in the projects. So when we had to swing a motor, we used to go down the block to this old man's house. The guy's name was Weiss, who was an old German. He must have been about 1,000 years old. And he had this giant oak tree limb that would hang out over the street. He had a sunken driveway. He was one of the few houses in the Bronx that had an actual driveway, one of the older houses, for a garage. So what we do is we go over there at night, pull the car underneath, put a chain hoist and a come along over the tree branch, and yank the motor out. But back then, who pulled the tranny, who drained fluids? He just pulled it out. So when you yank a motor, all the fluids would come out and would run down his driveway into his garage. And he'd come out in the middle of the night yelling and screaming, and he'd go running away. Right? So after 2 or 3 times of this episode, right, we come there one night to pull a motor, and the tree limb is gone. He cut it down, and it ruined our chain hoist.
That'll teach you.
Back old memories of the old days when you're kids, the things you did, right?
Wow. Sure.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun.
It's the truth, because it's like what Bill Giacchio had said. There's a passion there that a lot of people don't understand. Like, you went and took the time to grab your friends, drag a car over to old man Weiss's
come on.
tree.
It's not like they were doing anything else anyway.
Yeah.
Listen, and Brock, the other question I have the other thing I say is, you haven't seen Chris pull an engine recently. I think he still does it the same way with the fluids down the driveway into the neighbor's basement.
Come on, gravity is
the
your
reason I
friend.
brought it up, I just spoke to a friend of mine that works at the museum. He has an MG, and he blew the freeze-out plug in the back of the head, which butts up against the firewall.
Right.
So just prior to calling you guys, he called me up, and Tuesday, we're pulling a motor in my garage to put a freeze-out plug in. I haven't done one of these things in years, so it should feel a lot of fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but I told him, you're not bringing it over unless you drain all the fluids first. Otherwise, forget it.
Well, you don't want to soil that area rug AstroTurf carpet you got in the garage, I'm sure.
I have house carpeting. My whole garage is house carpeted, under the lift and everything. A friend of mine's a contractor, so every time it gets... you got to... I'll send you a picture.
Brock, I thought it's a joke.
Room in the garage. Right? And so every time it gets too oily, too greasy, or footprinted, they go, hey, Joe, I need some carpeting. Well, I'm doing this demolition. I got some nice carpet. He comes over, drops it, we recarpet the garage.
Why am I not surprised?
Just watch your head on that chandelier.
That's the one right there, right?
All right.
It's just a lot of fun, if nothing else. I'll send you a couple of photographs of the garage to get some good laughs.
Yes,
okay?
I will. and I'm sure the bar stools you got in the garage still have the plastic wrap on them.
Oh, no, I got a reclining couch.
All righty, my brother. We'll talk soon.
Easier. Well, listen, guys, have a great one. I'll try to hook up Sunday. I don't know where I'm going to be. Life is crazy out here. So I'm glad I touched base. Have a great time. I'll talk to you guys soon.
We'll talk soon. I'll speak to you later. Bye-bye.
Okay, have a good one.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
516-572-7440. So we never got the answer to the question, did we?
No, we're still holding on to that one.
The question is...
according to the AAA, what 25% of women have in their glove box in their cars. But, before we, let's see, we're still answering text, so while you ponder on that...
Yeah, I'm still... Is it something of a safety issue? Can you give me a couple of hints?
No, well, I guess in a very oddball sense you could say, but typically like safety issue, but for driving, as you would think, like along the line of flares, no.
Yeah, nothing like that. Nothing like in an emergency situation.
I had an emergency situation. Let me tell you a quick story. It's real quick. I got to make it quick because it's a long story. My daughter had an issue with her car, her Dodge Stratus. She told me she went to use it last Saturday night, and she thought there were animals in the car fighting. Because, this didn't sound like raccoons and possums make in the trees. Yeah. She heard that, and there was weird patterns on the window of, like, she thought it was like hot breath, and so she didn't take the car. She had her boyfriend pick her up. The next day, Sunday, after the Malba Show, in the afternoon, when I get home, she tells me about this. I said, well, let's go take a look.
Right.
Go out to the car, open the door, and we opened the door, and I saw these patterns on the window. I'm like, God, they're still in there. And
what kind of patterns on the window?
Like a dripping kind of pattern. Well, to get to the crux of the issue, I found this. The car had a fire in it.
What?
Yeah, pretty much. The car was lit up. What she heard was the crackling of the interior. Yeah, that's just...
That was in the car?
That is a piece of the wire. The piece of metal on the end is the actual piece that attaches to the rear glass that feeds the rear defroster. Melted off. That came down the left-hand sail panel, melted the panel. The rear window, the epicenter of this blast was right there. The car is filled with soot. All the stuff we saw is soot.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, and the speaker, that left speaker, took so much heat that the speaker literally melted out of its cradle and fell into the trunk and glued itself into the floor in pieces. There's a magnet, a voice coil, and the cone all separate, just melted.
Wow.
I'll send you the pictures. You'll see.
Holy smoke.
Joe has been invaluable to me because he's helping me with the electrical end of it.
Right.
Trying to find a path. So he's been sending me diagrams, and every day I get a little closer to figuring out what happened. Today I should be able to nail it down. We're thinking that it was probably the relay that latched, because my daughter does use that defroster even like on a rainy day to help clear the window. She hadn't used the car since Tuesday, so for 4 days it sat.
Okay.
But we're thinking that the relay was latched and never unlatched and just caused a constant current draw.
Wow.
Finally heated up the wire, and then took out the resistive load on the grid, which causes... I told her, it's a good thing you didn't open the door because you would have fueled it, and you may have just literally lit the thing up.
Holy, yeah.
So it was a survivable fire. I did power the car up yesterday. It does run. The windows work. All of that stuff works. So the other systems are okay. It
smells like a barbecue.
It does. But no fuses blew, no fusible links opened up. It was just right to the source.
So isolated.
Yeah, very, very odd.
Nothing else got damaged.
No, just
nothing you could see so far.
Well, I told her, I said, at best case scenario, you'll be able to drive the car. You're not going to have a rear defroster or a left speaker. So we'll see. I'm working on that now. Joe has been invaluable with the information he has, the help and the moral support. So,
oh my gosh,
we're working on that one. But
that's pretty exciting.
It is. So Sunday we have no guest. We'll be picking up again with guests next week.
Mm-hmm.
And we got some big stuff coming up. Cruise to the show next week. We'll have some guests in the station on next Sunday. But next Thursday we have a guest as well. Tom Sarmento is going to call us from the Car Fest down in Ridgely, Maryland next Thursday. He's the stuntman that was key to the Dukes of Hazzard TV show.
Right.
He'll be down there with Sonny Schroyer, Linda Vaughn, and Bill Wondolowski. So we'll talk to them next Thursday.
Very cool.
But okay, I guess it's we're winding down. So
it's time for. I think it's time for the answer.
You want the answer? The thing that, according to the AAA, 25% of women have in their glove box in their cars, and I didn't make it up, an extra pair of underwear. So if an emergency is at hand, yes, technically, yes, that would be in case of an emergency, but not the kind you think of for vehicles. I don't make them up. I just report on them, all right? There you have it.
An extra pair of underwear.
Who would have thunk it? Well, we didn't. I didn't guess it either when I heard it, so.
All the news you're going to find it right here on Motormouth Radio, that's for sure. All the news, all the stories. I think we covered everything today. Everything was pretty well covered.
I had a lot. I had a few that we didn't get to. We'll get to them in the future shows.
Alrighty. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to see you're back. First of all,
good to be back.
Yes, I'm glad, and you had a very good time at the Malba Show.
Absolutely.
You did some interviews.
Wouldn't have missed it.
And
yeah, we'll see how they come out. And it was, like I said, it was different being at a car show instead of, actually for the day, because it's like, wow, you're for a long time.
All right.
But it's good because all the people there are quality people. A lot of good folks over there.
Right. And we got the Cruise to the Show coming up this Sunday, which is going to be a lot of fun. Ed Mangano's Cruise to the Show.
You see,
not this Sunday? It's this Sunday. Next Sunday. Next Sunday, not this Sunday. Next Sunday.
Right.
That's why I let Ray do this.
Yes.
That's why I just handle the other stuff and Ray handles this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
For Ray Guarino, I'm Chris Switzer. This is Motormouth Radio. I always stress, just like Ray never stresses, don't follow us home. See ya.
Bye.
From a town near Oyster Bay, Long Island, comes the show devoted to the music of Long Island's own Billy Joel. This is Piano Man on 90.3 FM, WHPC, Garden City, New York.